You didn't do anything wrong. You were kind, you were honest, you minded your own business, and somehow people still don't like you. They talk behind your back, they ignore you, they treat you coldly. And you're sitting there completely confused, asking yourself, what did I even do? If this has ever happened to you, stay with me, because what I'm about to share is going to change the way you see people forever. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Sometimes people don't hate you because of something you did. They hate you because of something you are. And that's a completely different problem. It's not about your behavior. It's about their psychology. And once you understand this, you'll stop blaming yourself, stop shrinking yourself, and stop trying to fix something that was never broken in the first place. Let's start with the first reason people hate you for no reason. And this one is uncomfortable to hear, but it needs to be said. Your existence makes them uncomfortable. When you walk into a room confident, when you're living your life quietly and doing well, when you don't chase people or beg for attention, something happens in the minds of certain people. They feel a pressure, a silent comparison. They look at you and they are reminded of what they haven't done, what they haven't become, what they are afraid they never will be. And instead of using that feeling as motivation, they flip it into resentment toward you. You become the problem in their story, even though you never asked to be in their story at all. This is backed by real psychology. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that people often experience something called social comparison threat, where seeing someone who appears more competent, more calm, or more put together's feelings of insecurity and inferiority. And the fascinating and painful part? The response to that threat is not always admiration. Most of the time, it's dislike. It's envy dressed up as hatred. The researchers found that the more similar someone is to you in life situation, same age, same background, same environment, the more threatening your success or your peace becomes to them. So the people most likely to quietly resent you are not strangers, they're the ones closest to you. The second reason people hate you for nothing is your silence. A lot of people misread quietness as arrogance. When you don't talk much, when you don't explain yourself, when you don't feel the need to constantly prove yourself to others, people fill in that silence with their own insecurities. They assume you think you're better than them. They assume you're judging them. They assume you're hiding something. Your calm becomes a mystery, and people fear what they can't read. So they decide you must be the villain, not because of evidence, but because uncertainty makes them anxious. If you've ever been called too quiet or too serious or stuck up when you were just minding your business, this is exactly what was happening. The third reason is one that stings the most. People hate you because you remind them of a version of themselves they gave up on. Maybe you're still chasing your dreams while they stopped. Maybe you're still kind while they became bitter. Maybe you still have hope while they gave up years ago. When they see you still trying, still going, still believing, it holds up a mirror to them, and they don't like what they see. So instead of dealing with their own reflection, they try to crack the mirror. They try to bring you down, talk about you, undermine you. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because your light is making their darkness obvious. The fourth reason is this: you can't control who projects onto you. Some people had a bad experience with someone who looked like you, talked like you, or carried themselves like you. And now, without ever giving you a real chance, they've already decided who you are. Their past pain is now your problem, and you didn't even know you were being judged by a story you were never part of. This is one of the most unfair things in human relationships, but it is also one of the most common. People project, people assume, people carry old wounds into new places, and look for reasons to justify the way they already feel. And the fifth reason, and this is the one that people need to really sit with: not everyone is supposed to like you, and that's completely okay. Some people are wired differently. Some people are in pain. Some people only feel powerful when they're looking down on someone. Some people simply prefer the version of you that stays small, stays quiet, stays beneath them. The moment you grow, the moment you stop apologizing for existing, the moment you take up space unapologetically, those people will resist you. They will call it arrogance. They will call it attitude. But what they're really responding to is the loss of control over you. Here's what you need to understand about all of this. The hate was never really about you. It was always about them. Their fears, their comparisons, their projections, their old wounds, their unmet expectations of themselves. You were just the closest target, and the worst thing you can do is let their noise change who you are. The worst thing you can do is start performing, shrinking, or editing yourself just to make people comfortable, people who would never do the same for you. What you need to do instead is this: keep going, keep being you, starting to explain yourself to people who have already decided how they feel. Stop chasing people's approval like it's oxygen, because it's not. The right people will get you without explanation. The right people won't need you to shrink. The right people will appreciate exactly the version of you that makes the wrong people uncomfortable. And if this hit home for you, if you've ever sat alone wondering what you did wrong when the answer was nothing, I want you to do something right now. Drop a comment below and just say, I'd nothing wrong, because I want you to say it and mean it. And if this is something you needed to hear today, share it with someone who's been blaming themselves for other people's behavior. Hit that like button because it tells me to keep making content that actually talks about the real things people go through. You are not the problem. You never were.